Three Al Jazeera English journalists have appeared in court in the Egyptian capital, Cairo. Mohammed Fahmy, Baher Mohammed and Peter Grester have pleaded not guilty to all charges against them. They've been in prison now for 54 days, accused of aiding and abetting a terrorist organisation. Their next court appearance has now been set for the 5th of March. Al Jazeera continues to reject the charges and is demanding the immediate release of its staff. Well, Tarek Radwan is the Associate Director for Research at the Atlantic Council's Rafik Hariri Center. Now, this is a centre that assesses political and economic trends in countries like Egypt, and he joins us now live from Washington, D.C. in the United States. Thank you very much for joining us. What's your assessment, then, of the situation with regard, in particular, to the Al Jazeera journalists, but also to human rights more generally in Egypt today?
Well, there's a number of things that are happening in Egypt today, and quite clearly we're seeing the military-backed government, if not ordering, then at least condoning the state security's attack on journalists today, which is having a serious effect on free expression in Egypt. I mean, if this is what is happening to international journalists, one can only imagine what's happening to local journalists who counter the state narrative that they're promoting. But what's also interesting is that we're seeing Egyptian authorities have also convinced the general public, have manipulated inherent xenophobic fears amongst the Egyptians that these international journalists are in fact supporting the Muslim Brotherhood, terrorists, criminals against the state, and so forth. This, of course, is an extremely dangerous trend and will have a severe effect on free press going forward.
Now, many people at the unveiling of the new constitution in Egypt, many people welcomed it and were convinced that it would be the start of some very good things to come in the country. How far, would you say, is the Egyptian government now contravening, if not the letter of the constitution, but at least the spirit of it?
Well, it's absolutely contravening the spirit of it. I mean, the Constitution does guarantee free press. It also guarantees its accordance or its abiding by international treaties and conventions to which it's signed on. Of course, that being ICCP, the International Convention for Civil and Political Rights, being one of them, which guarantees, again, freedom of expression. So this is undoubtedly contradictory to what Egyptians have signed up for, and we're seeing to some extent some Egyptian media figures such as Lamis al-Hadidi, who have traditionally been siding with the military-backed government, have voiced some reservations about what's happening against journalists in Egypt today. So the cracks are starting to show.
All right, Tarek Radwan, thank you very much indeed for joining us live from Washington, D.C.
Thank you for having me.